back to Politics Watch. This is Sir P. Now today I'm going to be talking about the interesting case of an American citizen, man by the name of Garfield Sewell. Reports are that, him arriving in Jamaica on the Carnival Sunrise cruise ship, dock at Waterways, man come off of the ship, and when the time he go back, nobody can find him. Man gone missing. Now right away you know that raised eyebrows because people running from Jamaica to America all the time because they want a better life. The majority of people who running from Jamaica, in Jamaica they were not criminals. But anytime you see an American running from America to Jamaica, majority of the time that's something I'm running from. I'm not talking about poverty. It's mostly to do with crime, as in commit a crime, and I try to call himself go one country where him no say. It's very unlikely police to go hold on upon him. Him can start a new life. People not go really ask too much question. Especially once him start talk with the accent, then him tell people say, oh I just came here to do some business, and Jamaicans are gonna just work with it. This time it never play out too well for Garfield Sewell. Because after him aboard by the ship, a certain unit was deployed to catch him. Look like him never knows that unit exists, and enough Jamaicans probably don't know that unit exists. So right now I'm going to talk briefly about JFAT. Now, you're going to want to yourself, JFAT, is that the overweight brother of J-Bad? No. JFAT is not J-Bad's big boned brother. JFAT is the Jamaica Fugitive Apprehension Team. This is a specialist unit inside the JCF. For them thing is for work mainly with the US Marshals and apprehend fugitives from America. Man they running from America, man take themselves from America. Even time them die yard and certain extradition requests get put out, a JFAT deal with all of that. JFAT is also known for getting specialist training. Them routinely fly to America, go link up with units like the NAS, train them, give them certain investigative skills. So this unit, them really lead the operation, but US Marshals take part in it because, as you can imagine, US Marshals can't just just land at Jamaica and just go around and go look for man and lock up man themselves. So because them can't do it, they have to work in collaboration with JFAT, which is a part of JCF, a smaller unit inside of JCF. Sometimes when you hear me say, either them can't do it or them don't want to do it. This unit show you say they don't want to do it. Here we have Uncle Sam being so motivated to capture for them fugitives that them willing to work with a unit inside of JCF to make sure say even if man do things in America, they can't just run to Jamaica, and then the case just done this because that used to happen. JFAT. You see, many of your favorite dons, they're America, and I make people a drop like fly at Jamaica. The Jamaican authorities know them I do. Every now and then them even name them, but I know we can't see them on a plane, or even a banana boat, on its way back to deliver any kind of justice. You see, motivation pay a lot in anything. Uncle Sam is motivated to the point where I say, we willing to work with the JCF. Since we can't just physically go lock up man, because we know some man running from America right now, we can't just go lock up man yourself. Make we work with this unit inside the JCF. Make we give them some of our training up to our standards, and then them can catch American fugitives and hand them back over to it. Uncle Sam could easily just kiss him teeth and say, you know what? Him that Jamaica now, I feel them problem that. Uncle Sam could have said, well, since him done gone already, we no longer have to deal with him on our soil. Make Jamaica deal with him. Uncle Sam could have said that. But I say, no, you are going to drop back at jail. Right? We will go for you. With the help of JSAF in Jamaica, you are going to drop back in an American jail and you will get some quadruple life and triple life and you know for them sentence already. Right? So, why the Jamaican authorities can't show me many of your favorite dons and do you back to Jamaica with American help? You see, diplomacy is a game. You ask for something, and in return, the next party where I work with say, alright, but then we want this too. You see, the only way me agree to them deal here, I mean, I assume I must at the Prime Minister level this agree to. My God. Me I say, hear what, Uncle Sam? You want your fugitive them? You want to work with JCF? Alright, that's good. We don't want your fugitives them on our side. We don't want your 87s them on our side. We already have enough 87s. The last thing we need are more gunmen in Jamaica. So fine, they can come scrape them up. But you have Uncle Sam. We have several men who are your country. I send beer money, send beer gun and I mash up Jamaica. So hear what? You scrape up your 87s then off of our side. And you scrape up Jamaican 87s off of your side. Make the Jamaican people see the plane and the boat them are going both direction, but as it stands, I one direction where I see. I one direction. We see Uncle Sam all the time. I send him on. I wonder if you know say the extradition treaty right, not just work one way. You know that, right? A matter of fact, as you can see on your screen, right, the treaty has been in place from 1983. Right. See there, the extradition treaty between the government of the United States of America and the government of Jamaica signed at Kingston right, on June 14, 1983. So even though we don't really go to school and can't read and write too well, right, the calculators tell me say that is getting close to almost 4 decades. Yet still, America has been a safe haven for Jamaican criminals. America has been the promised land. Once man set foot on it, they're like, yes, that's it. And the only way enough of them drop back a yard is if them go a foreign, to keep up the foolishness, get catch for something else and Uncle Sam deport them. Well, you see, Jamaican criminals like get shipped back a yard because, you know, they like use already. Even when they get where them still think themselves, then get away with things at Jamaica, go on and find the foolishness. Uncle Sam catch them and say, hold on, you're not supposed to do that and send them back. Why is Jamaica not motivated to bring back people who them know? Sometimes even people who them state outright say, I carry out tobacco crime. Remember them name Bird Brain. Remember that? Them call out Bird Brain by name. So where am they? Where's the American fugitive apprehension team? I want to see one picture with Bird Brain. Right? I mean, what go on? Shouldn't Jamaica have a little small unit, right, on the American side, where for them job is to work with American police to go around and catch our fugitive 87s? Or catch the man them where even this authorities tell us, right, I send back be a gun and I mash up the place. I mean, that it sounds like common sense, but we have to remember we're talking about the country where in 2021 don't have a law for trafficking illegal guns in the country. To the point where foreign big YouTuber can traffic guns in the country and couldn't even get no serious punishment because not let up on the book, so get one look fine and go where I go. So we have to always keep that in mind. This all boils down to motivation. Can you imagine the same brother we talk about now? The same brother with the JFAT and US Marshals take 12 days to catch. 12 days operation. Them land to catch him. You know see how serious Uncle Sam is about catching them fugitive? 12 days. You hold on upon him. When him go in front of the Jamaican courts, you know how much them fine him? For breaches of the Immigration Act? Have a guess. $8,000. Not 8,000 US dollar. $8,000 as in 8 manly. Do you know why him get charged $8,000? It's not because the judge like him. It's not because the judge and him are friend. It's because the laws and the fines and everything outdated. An American fugitive we say him go on cruise ship can run with Jamaica, get catch by Jamaican authorities and only get fined $8,000. Either them can do it or them don't want to do it. Because when you see how fast, when the government serious about something, when you see how fast law draft, when you see how fast in the year about some $200, $300, $400,000 fine, $1 million fine and all that kind of things that them motivated about. But for breach of the Immigration Act, an American 87 can get charged $8,000. If Uncle Sam never hold on upon him, Jamaica couldn't do nothing. And he would probably drop at Jamaica and next thing you know, him bring film foreign style of badness. Cause American 87s, the man for them, but that's what enough deportees learn. Enough of the, is it criminal deportees, let me just specify. Criminal deportees, man who was criminal and foreign and get deep at Jamaica. Them have some style where them learn from Uncle Sam 87s will make them very difficult to deal with. When them have the 87 side mixed with a little foreign badness, trust me, your favorite constable struggle to deal with them. But $8,000, keep that in your mind. Breaches of the Immigration Act. Here what you do now. Here is Simon for do. How about you take cruise ship go Uncle Sam place, come and fight, go missing and make Uncle Sam hold on upon you. You would sit down in ice custody until your finger them frozen. You want if a frostbite, that's how long you're in ice custody. Because we know so them no run them joke there. And with the whole Jada Chiefs thing, you know, the big YouTuber, people that say, you know, if a Jamaican, you know, big YouTuber or celebrity or whoever did carry for them legal weapon with FLA, right, allow them to have on private jet go America, there may not be a problem. And people that say, boy, that no fear, and you can't blame America for the fact that Jamaican laws are weak. The fact that America would have sink that Jamaican celebrity, right? That no reflect bad upon America. That reflect bad upon Jamaica. Because Jamaica supposed to have something in place to deal with them kind of issues there. That it come like somebody invade your home and then, you know, you just fling one little stone and lick them on 9 foot and call it a day. And then you know what try invade that person's home and you pick up about 10 rounds. And when they up on the ground you ball about, but that no fear my youth, because how comes when you did invade my home and attack my family, me just fling one little stone and that's your business. I know my fault to tell yourself take it easy upon me. Me invade your property, right, and I go hurt your family and all they do is fling one little stone upon my foot. Right? And now you are trying to invade my home for hurt my family. And you think me go fling back one little stone? No, hold 10 rounds. Right? Hold 10 rounds and call Mr. Madden. I know my fault you think shaky. So, that happened with America and the Jamaicans. People that say, well, Uncle Sam that do this, yes, because Uncle Sam take them things serious. And I feel them fault Jamaica joke it out. I do not begrudge countries who take them immigration policy serious, who take them crime issues serious. I don't. It's not their fault Jamaican leaders depend on some big joke thing. It's not their fault in 2021 we don't have a law to deal with people trafficking guns in the country. And I feel them fault that. That's Jamaican leaders' fault and the Jamaican people's fault. For making something like that even exist after almost 6 decades of quote-unquote independence. Because they claim say, yeah, I run country and then you're going to have to be held accountable. You look like a country when you look like a circus around. Me if you tell me say all this time, man could have bring in barrel full of K, barrel full of 6 pounds, and go in front of the magistrates. And nothing come out of it, even though my mind is completely and blown to pieces. Me know people that say, well, sorry, pay top bush already, me still not get over it. I know me can't believe that. Remember you used to have something named Ripley's Believe It or Not? I don't know if it's still around, but that should be an episode. Ripley's Believe It or Not. In 2021, Jamaica don't have a law for trafficking guns. Incredible. Anyway, Patreon Squad, big up on yourself. PIA, you don't know, more life. Vulture Squad, stay circling. Bless.